Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are doing our post week 1 quarterback rankings heading into week 2. And so this is just for the thumbnail. We're going over to this one now. So these quarterbacks are in the same spot that they were the first time that we made this last week on Saturday. So we're just going to be rearranging them based on how they played and it's still based on how I think they'll finish, by the end of the year. So Joe Burrow threw 4 picks. That doesn't mean I'm going to rank him 32nd because he was the worst in week 1. It's still based on how I think he'll play throughout the season. And so, we got the chicken folder down here. Why it's called chicken, you'll have to ask my friend Bentley. He picked the word. I just told him to pick a random word so I could throw these extra players down here at the bottom because they were down here. I don't know why. There's some different pictures for the players, but it should be fine. I couldn't find the exact same one because I didn't feel like searching for it, and so I just went to this one. But, yeah, we got the same tiers, pretty much the same players, and, yeah. So, we'll just start off here from the bottom. So, Drew Lock is going to represent Geno Smith here. Geno Smith is the freaking GOAT, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he played great, obviously, in week 1. Absolutely amazing. But he's really inconsistent still. So, you can't really be too high on him necessarily. So we'll definitely get him out of D tier. I think we'll throw him ahead of Jared Goff here. Well, Jared Goff, his offense scored 35 points. Hold on now. Well, he's still better than Jared Goff. Come on now. Let's be real. I'm still not too high on him. I know he's going to be really inconsistent throughout the year. And I really just don't trust him to play at that kind of a level every night. And so, yeah, I don't necessarily trust it. But the next quarterback that we're going to do is Trevor Lawrence. Now, obviously, his team lost. And he didn't have the best of games. It's 24 for 42, 57% completion percentage. Yes, I have your stats here right next to me. 275 yards, so I guess that's good. But, I mean, if it's not ending up in a win and you're throwing interceptions, I mean, that's really not all that good. And as of right now, unless I see something like way worse from any of these C-tier quarterbacks, I think I'm still going to leave Trevor Lawrence in the back and even chuck him into D tier. I never really liked Trevor Lawrence. I was never high on him, and he continues to prove me right. So yeah, not a great performance from him. But on to Trey Lance. So, Trey Lance obviously did not win. Actually threw an interception and just didn't have a great game necessarily. Against the Bears. Scored 10 points in total for the offense. Was 13 for 28. 164 yards. That's not a good performance. I mean, that's almost enough to chuck it behind Trevor Lawrence. But I still do think that Trey Lance will progress throughout the year. So I really don't want to throw him behind Trevor Lawrence because, I mean, it's the first few games here for Trey Lance. So I'm still kind of looking at his upside right now, but still really not too high on him. So I think we're going to leave him where he's at. Maybe even throw him D tier, but I still think he can improve. So I'll leave him in C tier for now, and we'll just let Trevor Lawrence be lonely. Maybe we throw Deshaun Watson in here behind him. But yeah, on to Jared Goff. No, I'm totally not typing in his name right now while I go look at his stats. I would never do such a thing. But anyways, his team lost 35-38, which, I mean, 35 points for your offense is not bad whatsoever. Not necessarily, he didn't necessarily play the best game ever. He also didn't play the worst game ever. I don't think it was too terrible. 21 for 37, 56% completion percentage, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception is not all that bad for week 1. However, I don't think I can throw him ahead of Geno Smith. But I do think he had a good game, and I'm really excited for Jared Goff and what this Lions offense can do throughout the season. But, we'll see how it goes. So we'll just leave him there. But Davis freaking Mills, bro. He played absolutely amazing. I mean, he might not have had the best stats. I'm looking at him right now. But, I mean, to tie with the Colts, with the weapons that he has, the offense that he has, to come in there and get a tie with the Colts is absolutely amazing. I mean, what is he, a second-year player? And that's just really good. I'm really proud of him. I knew he was going to earn his starting spot this year. And when you throw for 240 yards, 23 for 37, and 2 touchdowns, I mean, that's pretty good. I think we'll chuck him up here ahead of Justin Fields, behind Carson Wentz because he didn't necessarily get the dub. We'll throw Zach Wilson back here just because he's not really playing. He's kind of injured. So we'll throw him right here. We might change this, as we go on, as we look at Marcus Mariota and Justin Fields. But, yeah, great game from him. Way to lead his team. I know he didn't really get the job done in overtime, but it's all right. Still a great game. But on to Marcus Mariota, who had a really good game. Like, that was really fun to watch as a Falcons fan. We may not have won. A blocked field goal. We choked the lead. But, it was a really fun game. I got to see the new offense with Drake London and Kyle Pitts and Marcus Mariota, and that was exciting. And I think he played great. I mean, he ran the ball really well. He threw the ball really well. He was 20 for 33, 60% completion percentage, 215 yards. I mean, no touchdowns, but didn't he rush for a touchdown? He did. So, I mean, I think Marcus Mariota had a really good game. I think we'll chuck him ahead of Justin Fields, and we might just switch that back once I see Justin Fields' stats. I know we didn't get the win, but it was really fun to watch him play. Finally back on the field. Hasn't played since 2016, it looks like, and he looks really good. So I'm really excited to see how he'll continue throughout the year, and if we'll ever sub in Desmond Ridder for him. But, yeah, so on to Justin Fields, who is currently battling for that spot with Marcus Mariota right now. He did get the win, however, over the 49ers. So I like that. That's what we like to see. Alright, I got it. So he was 8 for 17, which isn't necessarily the greatest in the world. I know it was a really rainy game, and I know the fields weren't necessarily perfect, so it's kind of hard to do too much. 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. It's really hard to do too much with those kind of conditions. Maybe we throw Geno Smith ahead of him, but I don't want to do too much yet with him. Kind of just a bad situation if you're a quarterback in just that atmosphere. So I think we'll leave him where he's at. It was good of him to get the win and get out of there. But great game from the Bears. Who do we have next? We got Carson Wentz. Look, guys, I promise I watch the games. It's just I don't have enough time to watch all of them at the same time. Okay? It's not my fault. But I know Carson Wentz had a great game. Came from behind win. I know we got a touchdown pass to Jahan Dotson. Was really excited for that. He was 27 for 41, 66% completion percentage. We'll give him the roundup. 313 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And Hey, that's really good. I mean, to get the come from behind win, I mean, that's really good. I think the Commanders as a team played really well. Really exciting game. But I think we'll leave him where he is. If we see somebody, maybe in this B tier that played a little bit worse, maybe we even throw Daniel Jones back there, even though he did pull out the win against the Titans. So I don't know if I can move him back for that. I mean, I just feel bad docking him after that great game. But maybe somebody in this B tier we might throw behind him, like Kyler Murray. We might chuck him back here. Hasn't been doing all too well. It's actually Saturday right now, so the Thursday game we've already witnessed, and that was not good. It was the Chiefs versus the Cardinals, right? It better have been. We're searching up Daniel Jones now. But anyway, so we'll throw him in C tier behind Carson Wentz. I know it's Kyler Murray, but I am really just not high on Kyler Murray whatsoever. Just at all. Maybe we throw Carson Wentz right here. Maybe we throw him in B tier. It really doesn't change anything. You know what? Just to even it out, we'll throw him in B tier, even though he's more kind of a C tier. But, yeah, we'll just throw him there so that it looks better. It looks more symmetrical like that, doesn't it? See, you guys, I'm smarter. But anyways, Daniel Jones, 17 for 21, 81% completion percentage, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. I mean, other than the interception, there's not much that you can ask for. I really do like the upside of Daniel Jones, and I'm really excited for him this season. But I just can't wait till we get later in the season where he's really having to work to prove himself. I mean, this is his defining year, really, for his career. And so I'm excited to see how hard he can really work and get after it. But up next, we got Ryan Tannehill, who I was really high on coming into the season. And I still am, even though he lost. But he's 20 for 33, 60% completion percentage, and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, you can't really ask for much more. I don't know what I want to do. I still feel like Ryan Tannehill has good upside, and I'm really excited for him. Do we move him behind Daniel Jones? I mean, Daniel Jones did get the win, but I just don't know if he has as much upside as Ryan Tannehill right now. I mean, he had a great game, I'll tell you what. It was a great game from Daniel Jones. But it's only week 1. We haven't gone that far into the season, so I think we'll just leave it like it is for now. Maybe we chuck Jameis Winston back there, depending on his stats, but I know he played a good game, so I don't think we should be moving him too far back. Got the win over the Falcons, and yeah, that's how we're going to go transition into Jameis Winston. So 23 for 34, 67% completion percentage, and 2 touchdowns. We're not going to do that. We're not throwing him back for that. I mean, that's a great game from Jameis Winston. I've really liked him ever since he went to the Saints. Just being in that offense with new coaches, I think has really helped him. In my personal opinion, I think Bruce Arians is not a good coach. I think he's good at building teams, but when it comes to progressing his own players, I really don't think he's there when it comes to like development. I mean, look at Jameis Winston now and look at when he threw a 30 touchdown, 30 interception season. I mean, that's a huge swing in just a couple years. So yeah. That's why I really don't like Bruce Arians. I don't think he's the best development, I don't think he's very good at just progressing his players and helping them get better. But yeah. But I think we're going to leave Jameis Winston here. It's just week 1. We can't move anybody back too far. We still don't know all too much about them, so I don't think this would be too much of a swing here from week 1 in what we had. Now on to Tua, who was 23 for 33, was a 69% completion percentage, and a touchdown, 270 yards. I mean, that's a good game. That's a good game. Maybe I don't. There's a whole lot of maybes here. Because I'm really looking forward to Ryan Tannehill's upside. But Carson Wentz had a real. I'm just, my mind's kind of going back and forth. But it's only week 1. I really don't want to move too much back. I think maybe I do something with Jameis Winston here, but I don't know. But you know what? We're just gonna leave it. I think Tua had a good game. There's not much you can change there. Unless they have just a terrible game, there's not too much you can do to move them back necessarily, especially in week 1. I mean, we just haven't seen enough of them to really change too much. So I'm not gonna move them back. But Lamar Jackson, 56% completion percentage, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Do we move him back? I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean, he got the blowout win over the Jets. He did what he had to do. It's still week 1. There's just not too much to do here. Now on to Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky had a great game. He proved all my expectations right. We're going to move him ahead of Mac Jones here. We're going to go look at his stats real quick. But really excited for Mitch Trubisky and how he's going to do this season. But I think we really got a taste of him in that week 1. I mean, he went to overtime and he got the dub. 21 for 38, 55% completion percentage, almost 200 yards, and a touchdown. It's not amazing stats when you look at it, but just it's great to see him out there playing with the actual good coaching, good schemes, and good game plan, and good team. I mean, it's really just a whole lot of things, and I don't know. I really do like Mitch Trubisky. But we're only going to move him up 1 here. And now we're on to Mac Jones, who honestly didn't have the greatest of games. I don't want to move him back too far. Maybe we just throw him behind Mitch Trubisky. I can't knock him too hard. I mean, I know it wasn't the greatest game ever. 70% completion percentage, 213 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And we saw kind of some of his weaknesses. Couldn't get too much velocity on the ball. But, it's week 1. It's week 1. I still think he has a lot of upside and will be able to lead his team as he gets later into the season. So I'm only going to move him back 1. Still really excited for Mac Jones. On to Kirk Cousins, who obviously had a great game. And Kirk Cousins, I'll admit, I did kind of underrate him, even though I said that he's one of the most underrated players in the league. I mean, 72% completion percentage, 277 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, come on. We're throwing him ahead of Matt Ryan. We're throwing him ahead of Justin Herbert. We're throwing ahead of Jalen Hurts. Ahead of Matthew Stafford. Ahead of Dak Prescott. We're throwing him right there. That's going to be the biggest jump you're going to see. I mean, after I posted that video and Kirk Cousins was in B tier, I knew it was wrong. And we're moving him way up there. I mean, what is that? That's 9th, 8th, maybe? But that's 9th, yeah. I mean, that's just Kirk Cousins proved to me that he could do it. That he was still top tier. And so I'm going to move him up for it. That was one of my picks that, I wasn't really sure how he was going to do this year, and he did great. So we're moving him up. So yeah. But on to Matt Ryan, who had a good game. Of course, we never did do Kyler Murray. Well, that's tough. I don't feel like looking at Kyler Murray. Frick you, Kyler Murray. Nobody likes you. You're short. I'm sorry. But on a real note, Kyler Murray's not good. But anyways, on to Matt Ryan. 32 for 50, 64% completion percentage, 352 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Not necessarily the most amazing stats ever, but really, really good stats. I mean, I know it went into overtime, but still pretty good stats. And he got the come from behind win, or he got the comeback to send it into overtime in the fourth quarter. So I thought that was really good. And so I think we'll leave him where he's at. I think he had a good enough game to stay still. So now on to Justin Herbert. And Justin Herbert, they're currently 1-1. And I know he's been having a really good year. Was it the Chargers and the Cardinals? He's played 2 games. Yeah, it is the Chargers and the Cardinals. All right. Well, my bad. Still, the Cardinals lost, okay? You guys understand. Kyler Murray. But anyways, so, my bad. Can I get a game log? Yeah, we can get a game log. Alright, so, 69% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns and an interception. I mean, that's really, really good. I think that's enough to throw him over Jalen Hurts. By the way, we're looking at week 1 stats. Didn't get the dub, but, it's a close game, and he got hurt. He hurt his ribs, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, there's not much you can, I mean, that's still a great game. I mean, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, there's not much more you can ask for from a young quarterback like Justin Herbert. So, I think we'll throw him up, maybe throw him ahead of Matthew Stafford. I think here's what we'll do. We'll throw Dak Prescott back there. I still have to look at Dak Prescott's stats when we get to him, but yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So up next, we got Jalen Hurts, who got the narrow victory over the Lions, which was really surprising to a lot of people. I spelled his name wrong. Hold on. There we go. Hasn't thrown a touchdown or a pick yet, so that's pretty cool. But 18 for 32, 56% completion percentage, 250 yards. That's not the greatest. It's not the greatest, but I still do see a whole lot of upside in Jalen Hurts. So I think, I don't know. I still do see a whole lot of upside in Jalen Hurts, and I still do think he'll be great. A whole lot of potential there. Now that he's finally getting the opportunity to play. Maybe not the greatest week 1 game against the Lions, but I think he can bounce back, and I'm really excited for him this season. So we're not going to move him too far back. He might have even jumped up, actually, because he went ahead of Dak Prescott. But up next, we have Dak Prescott. So if you guys were wondering when he was going to come up, it's now. So honestly, not a good game. 48% passing, 134 yards, and an interception. I understand that it's the Bucs defense, but when you have all of these players having a marginally better game than you, I mean, other than Zach Wilson, I mean, he just didn't play, but still, like, it's not great. And I mean, I know he hurt his finger, so obviously the upside's not looking great either. So I don't really know where to put him. I don't know if I drop him back. Maybe drop him like really, I don't know, down to C tier, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to go that drastic. But I don't know. It's really difficult because it's week 1. You don't know what's going to happen. You really don't. So I think I'll leave it where it's at. I think I'll leave that where it's at as we move on to Matthew Stafford, who had a pretty good game. I mean, I know they lost. How the frick do you spell Matthew Stafford? What? Nah. Oh, I didn't spell it with 2 T's. That's the problem. Oh my gosh. Okay, 3 picks. All right. I did not know he threw 3 picks. All right, but 70% passing percentage, 240 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. I mean, that's not the greatest, but I really don't think we should move him too far back. I mean, he just came off of a Super Bowl win. Played a really tough team with a really good secondary, in my opinion. So I don't think you can knock him too hard. So I think I'll just move him behind Justin Herbert for now. Maybe if he has a bad performance again in week 2, we'll chuck him even back further. But as of right now, I think we'll leave him where he is. As now we will go to Baker Mayfield, who led a comeback and then lost to a game-winning field goal, which was really disappointing. But, it is what it is. But he had a pretty good game, in my opinion. 59% completion percentage, 235 yards, a touchdown, interception. I mean, that's not the greatest, but I'm not going to move him. I still see the upside in Baker Mayfield, and I'm still really excited for him. And in this picture, are his eyes closed? I think they are. Anyways, but... But anyways, yeah, I'm still really excited for Baker Mayfield. I think we'll leave him where he's at 8. And, yeah. So, on to Derek Carr. I know he did something, of course. I don't know if he won or not. I'm really not sure. How the frick do you spell Derek? What? Derek Carr. What the? How do you spell Derek's name? Frick this. How do you spell Derek Carr? How to spell Derek Carr? I've spelled it like 4 different ways. Ain't no way that's how you spell it. I literally spelled it like this. That's how I spelt it, is it not? He's just not in here. That's tough. That's real tough. So we don't got stats for Derek Carr. We'll just leave Derek Carr where he is. That's real tough, Derek Carr. I can't do anything for you. That sounds like a you problem. He's really just not there. Oh, never mind. I found him. Never mind. We got him. All right. 60% completion percentage, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. That's not the greatest game. So I think maybe we move him back behind Kirk Cousins. We're not going to drop him too far. Yet again, it's still week 1. We can't move them back too far, really. We just got to give it time. We got to give it time to see what's going on. And, yeah. I think maybe we move Russell. I'm not even going to look at Russell Wilson's stats. Maybe we move him. I don't know. I really still do think he's better than all these players behind him. I think we leave Russell Wilson where it is. I know he came into Seattle. The fans were booing him. It's his home stadium. I know that's a tough game. So I don't think we'll move him anywhere just yet. Maybe in week 2, if he has another bad performance, we might change something. But Patrick Mahomes. Let's see how that's going. I spelled Patrick Mahomes wrong. Patrick Mahomes. How's it going? Oh my goodness. I always played 2 games. We got to go to the game log. All right, we're going based off the Chargers game. All right. So 69% completion percentage, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. That's a really good game. And I think we throw him ahead of Joe Burrow for sure. Probably ahead of Tom Brady. I mean, a really good game for losing Tyreek Hill and then just coming back just like that. I think you definitely throw him up there. I think we throw Aaron Rodgers kind of back here. Didn't have a great week 1. I know Aaron Rodgers is not a week 1 player. He never has been. Really is just terrible in week 1. But And I understand that he's going to get better throughout the season. I mean, he's never really been a great week 1 player, but I still I got to throw him back there. And so, yeah. But up next, I just started talking about Aaron Rodgers, even though we're talking about Patrick Mahomes. But a great game from Patrick Mahomes. Really excited for him. Doesn't have Tyreek Hill, but still playing great. So up next, we got Joe Burrow, who threw 3 picks, of course, against the Steelers defense. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I think he's definitely going to learn from it. I think he's definitely going to take it all out on the Cowboys, and they are going to get blown out. Blown out. I think they're going to get blown out of the water by the Bengals. Joe Burrow is definitely taking it all out in that game. But 62% completion, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's just the 4 interceptions. And, he's going to work on that. He's going to, he's gonna watch the film. He's going to see what he did wrong. He's going to fix it. I mean, it's Joe Burrow. He went to the Super Bowl in his 2nd year at quarterback. He knows what he's doing, okay? You can't drop him too far just because of one bad week 1 performance that he still took to overtime and almost won if it wasn't for 2 bad kicks. Which I don't blame on Evan McPherson, by the way. That was totally the long snapper and the holder's fault. Or not the holder, but the line's fault. Just the whole line in general. They let one through, and then they had a high snap one time. And so, yeah. But anyways, up next we got Tom Brady. And me personally, Tom Brady won the game. We're just going to leave Tom Brady where he is because he's freaking Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. He's staying right here. And Josh Allen's obviously going to stay in the MVP folder. And guys, that is it. We're still not going to look at Kyler Murray because Kyler Murray, I don't like you. I don't really hate Kyler Murray, but just, I don't know. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.